Alright guys, so welcome back to Lobricks. Today we are taking a look at a minifigure set. As you can see, it's the Simpsons minifigure set, Series 1. So let's take a look.
Is it just me or does something seem weird today?
You're right.
This set came out in 2014 and retailed for $3.99. There's 16 minifigures in the set, and they're all unique minifigures with separate head moldings for different characters in the Simpsons television show. So it is actually a very cool set because each one of these figures is very unique, and at that time, we hadn't really seen anything like what we got here in this set from LEGO before, and I think it definitely helped them get to where they are now. So it's definitely a very cool minifigure set, and I'm pretty sure it's one of the first non-branded, or the first branded LEGO minifigure set. So up to this point, they really pretty much did like Series 1, Series 2, Series 3, Series 4. It's one of the first ones that was like branded. But anyway, guys, I will be taking a look at all of these figures. I'll be telling you if they're worth the $3.99 price tag, which, surprise, surprise, yes, they are. All of them. They all are worth it. And on top of that, what my personal opinions of this set is, and the personal opinions of each figure. So anyway, let's take a look at this set. All right, so first up here, we've got Homer Simpson, and he is a American classic. I mean, just look at this fella. He comes with those two accessories there, being a TV remote and a really sweet 1x1 round tile donut. Very cool looking. He's got a lot of printing in the mold on his head there of his hair, and the classic hair on the top there, which actually looks very nice. And it's got these grooves where the hair is they're actually, the print is laid on top of grooves, which adds some texture and some depth to the figure that is definitely very cool. You also can see he's got molded ears, and of course his mouth and his nose and eyes are all molded as well. It looks very, very good, and definitely a solid figure for the Simpsons, and a solid figure to have. I mean, you gotta have a LEGO Homer. Very cool, definitely worth $3.99. Think about that. When this guy came out, he only cost $4. That's pretty cool. But anyway, let's move into the next one. Next up, we've got Bart, and his accessory is his skateboard, which is a printed green skateboard with this line and some purple wheels. This is exclusive to his figure, and then he's got dual molded short legs there, which is sweet, and he's got a slingshot printed on the back there. He's also got dual molded arms, which is definitely something notable. I know that Homer also had that. I didn't mention that, but a lot of these figures, dual molding was used, which is definitely cool to see. And again, his head has molded eyes, nose, and mouth, and ears, and his hair is molded, which looks really cool. Another figure that is definitely worth that $3.99 price tag, and one that is very cool to see made. But anyway, let's move into the next figure. Next up, we've got another member of the Simpsons family. It is Marge. She comes with two accessories, being that pink purse of hers and the Donut Fancy magazine, perhaps buying Homer some gifts. Her head is very cool. This is all one piece molded together. Very nice, and it actually has got some texture to it. It looks fantastic. She's got some excellent printing to represent her beads and her dress that she's known for wearing in the show. And overall, an amazing figure. Again, one that is definitely worth $3.99. I know you're not going to be able to pay that price today. You'll have to go scavenging around eBay and try to get a good deal on it. But when these came out, these were fantastic. Definitely very, very cool. But anyway, let's move on to another figure in the Simpsons family. All right, the next figure is Lisa Simpson. Her accessory is a saxophone. She's known for playing saxophone in the show, if you're not familiar, so it definitely makes sense. She's wearing her red dress she always wears, and she does have dual molded legs. I don't mean to disrupt you here, but she does have dual molded legs there. But pretty cool. Definitely a nice thing to add. And then that skirt piece, and then she's also got those pearls, which she wears all the time in the TV show. Very accurate to how she does look in the TV show, and one that is definitely, again, worth $3.99, and definitely very sweet to to have. But anyway, let's move into the next figure. All right, next up we've got Maggie, another member of the Simpsons family. She is the baby, and she uses this very interesting baby mold here. And this is back before we had the little itty bitty baby molds that come in LEGO City sets now. Her accessory is her teddy bear, which has little worse for wear and definitely seen some things. And she's got the same head mold as Lisa with some different accessory or different things molded on there, like a binky and some eyes and a print of a bow tie up there. Very, very cool, and one that is definitely good to see. A lot of people said back when this set did come out that this figure was one of the ones that wasn't worth it, but I mean, come on, look at this. This is great. This is definitely, I'd pay $3.99 for it. Definitely worth it in my opinion, and one that you should get if you are looking to scalp out on eBay. But anyway, let's move into the next figure. All right, next up we've got Grandpa Simpsons, the last member of the Simpsons family in the collection. And he's got a very cool accessory here, which is the Springfield Shopper Daily News, and it says "Old Man Yells at Clouds," and if you can see there, it is him. So little does he know, but he's actually reading a newspaper that contains him as the main story. But overall, as a figure, he is definitely a very cool one. He's got pretty basic legs here, and then a very basic kind of cartoony look to his torso, which I think works very well for this figure with the button and collar he's got going on there. And then his head is, of course, very cool with all of the molded details they added in, like his mouth, his glasses, and then his little nose that goes in between the glasses. Overall, very cool. And he's got some wrinkles down in the back. You could look at these figures for like 20 minutes and be super satisfied with them. Definitely worth the money. And let's move into the next figure. That is Grandpa Simpson. All right, next up we've got the Ned Flanders minifigure here, and he comes with two accessories saying "I Heart South Paws" and "Property of Ned Flanders," and of course that is a toolbox, which is his, and then a "I Heart South Paws" cup, which is a reference to a Simpson episode where he creates a store dedicated to left-handers like himself, who are people whose left hand are their dominant hand. But Ned Flanders is another very cool minifigure with his famous sweater there. Again, very cartoon looking, which is very true to life of the figure or of the Ned Flanders that we can see in the TV show, which I think is definitely a nice feature to add. Bright colors with minimalistic printing. It works very well for these figures. And then a very well done molded head there with a pretty creepy side profile with how far those eyes stick out. But I think for this figure it works very well. He's got that mustache and very true to life with how he actually looks in the TV show. Overall, another very good figure that is definitely worth $3.99 when it first came out. And now it's probably gonna have to pay about $20 for him. Still worth it in my opinion. But let's move into the next figure. Next up, we've got Crusty the Clown. He comes with a pie as his accessory because he is a clown. He does pie himself in the face on occasion, you know. His shirt is pink with some more simple printing on there, just like he is in the show. Very cartoony, looks great. That's pretty much can be said about all these figures. They nailed all the figures how they look in the show. He's got dual molded arms there with the pink and yellow, and then he's got the face paint with the crazy hair all dude up. It's got these little ball texture on the hair there. Looks very nice, and then some smiling for the his clown show. But anyway, that is Crusty. Let's move on to our next figure. All right, next up we've got Millhouse, who is Bart's best friend. He is holding a comic book there as his accessory, which is a comic book of a character that he actually plays in a movie, so technically a comic book of himself. But anyway, he has dual molded legs, the same as Lisa, and then he's also got a dual molded arms there with a very nice torso. His head looks just like it does in the movie and has some very nice molded glasses on there and looks overall top notch, although I did wish that they kind of went through and filled in these with red, but you can't really be, you can't have everything. maybe that's just a mistake on mine and it's actually an uber rare misprint figure. But anyway, let's move into the next one. All right, next up we've got Ralph, who is a child at the elementary school that Bart and Lisa attend to. And he's also the son of another figure we'll see later in the set. But he comes with a Valentine's card that says, "I choo-choo choose you" on it. And it says Happy Valentine's Day, which actually in one of the episodes of Simpsons, Lisa gives it to him. So a little bit of trivia there for you. And then he's got some very nice printing on the torso there with a belt and then a collar, looking cool. And then he's got another very true to form head mold there with some hair printing on the top. There's no texture on the hair printing, it's just a flat dome up there, which actually kind of works with his figure because, you know, it's just kind of how he looks in the show. He's a very round child, so that's just kind of how it is. Overall, a very sweet looking figure and one that was definitely worth $3.99 when it came out. And I think he's fairly cheap on the secondhand market, but I don't know if he's still worth it today. Obviously, it's like 20 bucks. Kind of a secondary character. I don't know if you really want him, but overall, still cool. Let's move into the next figure. All right, next up, we got Abu, who is the gas station clerk, and he's got a nice slushy cup as his, or I'm not sure what it says there. It's a slushy cup as his accessory, a Slurpee. And he's got himself a very nice torso print there, which is his gas station attendant jacket, and then kind of his V-neck he's wearing with some hairs peeking through. You know, he's quite a hairy fella. And then he's got another very true to form head print there with his, or head mold, with his hair being very accurately represented, and then his eyes, and nose, and mouth also being spot on. But anyway, guys, that is Apu, and I'll move on to the next figure. All right, next up, we got the school bully Nelson. He comes with a baseball bat as his accessory to play baseball strictly. Comes with dual molded legs there on the bottom and dual molded arm printing on the top. He's got a very nice torso, which is a shirt underneath, and then his overshirt, which is very cool. And his head mold is very true to form, per usual, to be expected with these figures. Very nice hair and kind of a weak chin with some teeth missing in the front there. Very accurate to how he is shown in the show. And overall, a very solid figure. One that I really like, and one that, you know, you might like too. So check it out. But anyway, let's move into the next figure. All right, our next figure is Itchy from the Itchy and Scratchy show, which is a television program on the television program The Crusty Show, on the television program The Simpsons. So pretty meta there, and it's a parody of Tom and Jerry. But anyway, this is Itchy. He's got a belly button mold there. He's a mouse, and he's got that over jacket with dual molded arms. His accessory is this club, and ours appears to be a little marked up. We got it on Bricklink. Looks like someone took their mouth to it, but that's unfortunate. And he's got a very nice mold here with some ears like a mouse, like you'd expect to see, and then a pretty long nose there with some teeth at the front, and a kind of another nose on top of his mouth nose thing. He's got another nose. But anyway, he's very true to form how you see him in the TV show, and a figure that's definitely worth getting, and one that I think is pretty cool and very well done. But anyway, let's move into the next character, which is Scratchy. All right, here's Scratchy. He is the cat from the TV show in the TV show. He comes with an axe as his accessory, and he's got the same kind of belly button print as Itchy does, just without an overcoat. And then he's got a very nice dual molded, or not dual molded, but molded head here with some very nice true to form features on it, with some ears there and some fur, because he is a cat after all. He's got that tongue sticking out like he is shown in the show. Again, very true to form. He was actually one of the first figures to come with this tail piece here, which kind of sticks out like so, and is very cool. Definitely one that I like to see on figures to this day, and makes it look just all that much better. But anyway, that is Scratchy. Let's move on to the next figure. All right, next up we got Chief Wiggum, and he is the father to Ralph, like we showed you earlier. And he's the police officer, chief of police, I'm pretty sure, in the Simpsons show. And he comes with this megaphone with that orange printing on there. And then he's got this baton as his two accessories. He comes with a pretty cartoony looking police outfit there with the tie and the badge. And he's got some more police badging on sides of his arm. And same can be said on the other side. And he's got this very, very nice printing on his torso there that continues to be cartoony while making him look like a police officer with the handcuffs and radio and the belt. Very cool. Definitely one of the most well done figures in this set, at least in my opinion, with all the printing. And then he's got the police hat molded into his molded head with some hair sticking around the sides. And then he is also a large man, so he's got some fat rolls and some fat under his mouth there. Overall, a very nice figure, one that was definitely worth the price tag when it came out. And right now, I'm pretty sure he's pretty expensive, but I still think he's worth the price tag. But anyway, let's move into the final figure of the set. All right, next up we've got Mr. Burns. He is the evil corporate overlord of Springfield. He owns the nuclear power plant. That's why he comes with a nuclear fuel rod and a three-eyed fish as his accessory, because the nuclear plant is leaking nuclear waste into the river, causing the fish to have three eyes. It's a running gag in the show. Pretty funny. And he comes with a suit there, very distinguished, but also looks very cartoony and very nice, very well done. And his head is very, very true to form to how he looks in the show. He's kind of a skinny fella, so his neck is real skinny. And then he's got this hair that looks just like it. He's got his three moles on his head. Looks very good, and I think they did a fantastic job. And his nose is also very pointy, just like it was in the show. And I also like his little grin there. They nailed it. They did a really good job on all these figures. But anyway, that's the last figure. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and this is definitely an amazing set that you guys should check out. Although prices can be pretty high for some of the figures, they're still definitely worth it, and I'm really glad that LEGO did this. It's very cool, and I want to see more stuff like this in the future. Actually, there's a Series 2 to this set, so if you guys want to see me do that, let us know in the comments, and we'll make it happen for you. But anyway guys, I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. Later.